One Zambia, one nation. You are watching the Zambia News and Information Services News. To present, my name is Henry Himonde. A look at the top stories. President Hakainde Hichilema calls for speedy implementation of bilateral agreements. Over 40 maternity annexes constructed in Southern Province. And Central Province Minister warns against illegal deals in CDF projects. Now the news in detail. President Hakainde Hichilema has urged Zambian and Chinese institutions to expedite implementation of the comprehensive strategic partnership which the two countries agreed to undertake during his state visit to China. And visiting Bank of China Vice President Lin Jinzeng says the institution is ready to leverage financial expertise to support Zambia's economic growth. More in the following report.
President Hakainde Hichilema today met visiting Bank of China Vice President Lin Jinzeng at State House. The Bank of China Vice President's visit is in line with the comprehensive strategic partnership agreed upon by Zambia and China when President Hichilema undertook a state visit in September. With presence in 64 countries outside China, the bank's Vice President wants to use the institution's global nature to facilitate economic and trade ties between the two countries.
We would love to use our globalization strengths to further facilitate the economic and trade ties between the two countries with our premium financial services. Bank of China highly values the development of bilateral relations, and we have noted that in the joint statement it says both sides should promote a more enabling environment for the use of local currencies in bilateral trade, and support a greater role of the clearing bank, RMB clearing bank in Zambia. Actually, BOC, Bank of China, is a local clearing bank, and we will earnestly act upon our responsibility and leverage our role in Zambia to support other African countries to provide a holistic products and services related to RMB.
And President Hichilema believes now is the time for Zambian and Chinese institutions to work together towards achieving the comprehensive strategic partnership that exists between Zambia and China. President Hichilema expressed confidence that this will be of mutual benefit to both countries and their people.
Executive Vice President of the Bank of China, we were able, at the end of this visit, I returned to the visit, that we were able to upgrade our long-standing partnership into a comprehensive strategic and cooperative partnership, which should deliver a lot of value, a lot more value going forward for both of our peoples, Chinese and Zambian people. We, the presidents and our teams, agreed and signed a joint communique that will now need to be interpreted by institutions on the Zambian side, on the Chinese side, such as the Bank of China, and the equivalents or relevant institutions on our part. Now is for our institutions from the two countries to work together to implement, to realize, to operationalize this enhanced relationship.
Zambia is the first country the Bank of China management has visited in Africa post the COVID-19 pandemic. Mtalekani for Zanis News in Lusaka.
To Central Province now, where the Ministry of Infrastructure, Housing and Urban Development through the Road Development Agency, RDA, has started the construction of the Bailey Bridge in Mukushi District at an estimated cost of 6.9 million kwacha. This follows the collapse of the old Mukushi Bridge in 2019, a situation which has affected the movement of goods and services. More in this report by Shupekile Nkunika.
Construction of a Bailey Bridge to ease the transportation of goods and services, which was hampered by the collapse of the old Mukushi Bridge across the Mukushi River in Luano District. The Road Development Agency, RDA, is carrying out the 6.9 million kwacha works, and Central Province Minister Princess Kasune has inspected the works scheduled for completion by the end of the month. Regional Road Development Agency engineer Main Chama highlighted the works that are
begun in July this year, 2023, and the works are expected to be completed by December. As you can see, the two apartments are 95% complete.
Luano District Commissioner Kels Meleki explained some of the challenges that the local people face due to limited accessibility.
So we used to have a challenge. We need to wait. We have to wait for the water levels to come down, for water to be transported across. But this time around, once we have this particular bridge, it means we are saved.
And Chief Kanyesha says the Old Mkushi Bridge, which was constructed before independence, has never been rehabilitated.
Ichi echikalondoloka ukuguli 3 depots ya FRI kyale shubuku pisha matraki so nga yinga yalipwire nishitwa ababwira fwe.
Ms. Kasune is impressed with the quality of the works that have been done so far.
This is the level of work that we want to see, because you cannot have a project that is supposed to finish within a year, takes 5 years. It becomes a sinkhole. It becomes a place to steal, because now you can extend and people would stop and retender and add more because they would claim it has costed more.
Tlupekile Nkonika for Zanis in Luano.
And in Southern Province, government has completed the construction of over 40 maternity annexes in various health facilities to enhance maternal health care. Nchimunya Nalumpa now reports.
Southern Province has made steady progress in meeting the presidential directives on maternal health. Over 40 maternity annexes have so far been constructed through CDF and other cooperating partners.
We have over 40 maternity annexes already completed, and this is a key milestone in terms of improving service delivery. So as a province, from 2022 to 2026, we've planned to construct or refurbish 260 maternity annexes across all the 15 districts of Southern Province. And I must mention that the bulk of these refurbishments or constructions of the maternity annexes and wings will be funded through CDF.
With the increasing number of maternal deaths occurring in communities, traditional leaders are also championing improved maternal care.
This year, 2023, as we speak, we stand at 79 maternal deaths. But I'll be too quick to mention again to say, this year what we've seen is we have 11 deaths that occurred in the community.
We have taken up that role of being champions in maternal health. We are working very, very well with the district health office and the staff in the field, in the rural health centers, health posts and the clinics. So the village health persons are sensitized that every expecting mother must deliver at a health facility.
The Zambia Air Force Power Ladies Club are also part of the collective effort. The club has refurbished a mother shelter at Choma General Hospital and furnished it with mattresses to improve accommodation for expectant mothers.
The donation today is not just a donation. It is a commitment to the health and happiness of our community. It is my hope that the handover of the newly renovated mother shelter and the donation of the mattresses serve as a catalyst for positive change and inspires others to join in the effort to create a healthier, happier future for all.
In Chimunya Lumpa, Zanis, in Choma, Southern Province.
A Chinese firm has offered to work on the drainage system at Kasama General Hospital to help resolve the perennial problem of floods. Anhui Xuan Construction Group Director of Works Kelvin Duo says the work is a donation for the long-standing partnership that exists between Zambia and the Chinese government. Taunga Nkoma now reports.
Kasama General Hospital is prone to perennial floods, which usually affect some wards every rainy season. But a Chinese contractor who was working on Kasama Airport has offered to help construct drainages at the health facility as part of its corporate social responsibility. This comes as a gesture of goodwill from the Chinese government after Paramount Chief Chitimukulu engaged the Chinese ambassador to Zambia when the latter visited Kasama recently.
We decided to help rehabilitating the drainage system of Kasama General Hospital as a donation to help provide a conducive environment for Kasama people.
Paramount Chief Chitimukulu, who attended the groundbreaking ceremony, is calling on more partners to help develop the area.
We need partnership. The government cannot do all these things on its own. That's why we have got partners. That's why we ask others, NGOs. NGOs are there to help, at least on government projects.
Northern Province Deputy Permanent Secretary Lewis Mwape represented the provincial administration.
To Anyong, let me take also again this opportunity to thank you to respond to the call of the President and the call of Mineruvemba to have this facility rehabilitated, especially the drainage system.
Both the Provincial Health Office and Hospital Management are grateful to the leadership for this gesture.
We thank the local leadership through His Royal Highness, the Paramount Chief Chimukuru Mangatu, and also the Central Administration for their relentless effort to convince the Chinese people to come to our aid.
This will solve a big problem we have been facing. Thank you so much.
Taonga Nkoma for Zanis in Kasama.
Now, the Ecosystem Adaptation Project, in partnership with the Ministry of Green Economy and Environment and other line ministries, is conducting training in selected parts of the country to help mitigate the illegal cutting down of trees. Mangala Kapandula has details in this report.
The Ecosystem-Based Adaptation Project, in partnership with the Ministry of Green Economy and Environment and other line ministries, is carrying out training in selected parts of the country that will help mitigate the illicit cutting down of trees for charcoal production. To this effect, communities in Chitanda Ward in Central Province have been trained on charcoal production using biomass in an effort to stop the cutting down of trees which affect the environment.
Efimule monati mfula na ishupa yo akama noku na kakama because of any issue ya kutema fimuti kupanga marasha. So to summarize of to ala Mr. demonstrate to ala senda kwa tfefine fianfi to acha fe pampanga fe apa mpepi to atolo tumuti to tulomone ko tu mine kwa na tuma to asenda na tubika pale then twala milangisha na equipment twala bonfia.
Councillor says there is need to revisit the policy on tree cutting. Farmers in the area were also capacitated with smart agricultural practices and other income generating activities.
The current happenings right now in Chitanda are the trainings for these communities whom we have been providing support to, and the focus of the trainings are on climate risk assessments, the sustainable livelihoods, the gender values, baseline plans and business plans and entrepreneurship. So we have about 50 people being trained currently on these livelihood options, climate change and all related issues.
For Zanis News, Mangala Kapandula reporting in Central Province.
In a related development, the Ministry of Green Economy, through the Ecosystem-Based Adaptation Project, has embarked on training communities in various wards of Mchinga Province on adopting sustainable practices to conserve and restore the ecosystem. The communities are being trained in various topics, among them forestry, livestock, and energy. Sheila Masua has details in the following report.
Today's fast-paced climate change requires interventions that can restore the environment. Ecosystem-Based Adaptation Project has realized this need and has therefore embarked on intensive trainings that will conserve and restore the ecosystem. Various consultants are in Mchinga Province to provide the best practices aimed at conserving and restoring the environment.
Our plans if in natural that the my indicators ukumana being ya ecosystem. Kiatu aditambia pale ecosystem wine so kumana tukusheka twasange fumuti palidequative.
Certain plants are indicators of the intactness of the forest, and when they are depleted, certain things will not be seen in the forest. Energy experts also demonstrated on how to use agricultural residues to make charcoal.
Every year
We are having grass that is growing for free. We have agriculture waste that is coming from agriculture production without any use for it. Most times it's just discarded or burnt, but we are trying now to utilize that feedstock into production of these energy sources for our cooking, our heating, in poultry.
Members of the community shared the benefits derived from the training.
Iyo batuletelako iya kupanga malasha mulinshila ya wama.
This method we have learned today will help us not to cut trees to make charcoal, but to use any agro residue to make charcoal.
Yafule bwangu tulashana tulo tunono lelo muli fifyo batulanga pano kupichila muku chinja kwa michele ifo twasangamo ubuyo busuma ichichilele ngo kutila finga tutwala kupantanshi tupusushe miti ile miti ipusuke.
Sheila Masua reporting for Zanis in Lavushimanda, Muchinga Province.
Central Province Minister Princess Kasune has warned council workers against forming companies to award themselves Constituency Development Fund contracts. Ms. Kasune also says procurement procedures should be followed in the disbursement and awarding of CDF projects. Here is a report.
22 million kwacha from the 2023 Constituency Development Fund allocation released so far, and Wano District is spending the monies on procurement of road construction and rehabilitation equipment, social projects, bursaries, loans and grants to benefit people at grassroots level. Central Province Minister Princess Kasune has launched the disbursement of the fund towards the projects intended to enhance development in this remote and underserviced district.
Ama contract yaba nomba yaba council worker nimomulesenda ama.
Provincial Permanent Secretary Milna Mwanakampwe has cautioned members of ward development committees against demanding bribes from beneficiaries of the Constituency Development Fund.
Abwekera ku bantu ababene mwatampo kubeba tufwe babibikira tumupoke loan ni fwe babibikira tumupoke grant ni fwe ero mwatampo kuyalomba kanono ku bantu kulya.
The council has commended government for the timely release of the funds. And Chief Kanyesha of Wano District wants the beneficiaries of the grants and loans to put the money to good use.
Be careful.
Shupekile Nkonika for Zanis in Wano.
In Southern Province, acting Chirundu District Agricultural Coordinator Ernest Koti says the introduction of the Sustainable Agriculture Finance Facility to farmers for the 2023-2024 farming season is a game changer for the agriculture sector. Mr. Koti says government is committed to scaling up production of maize and soybeans as priority commodities. Here's a report.
Sustainable Agriculture Financing Facility Law, which is SAF. This is in order to make sure that farmers access affordable loans through inputs that will be given out through agro-dealers facilitated by the banks.
Premised on this, the government seeks to scale up the production and productivity of maize and soybeans as priority commodities to address food and nutrition insecurity, as well as to contribute to the national gross domestic product. The government's vision is to raise maize production from the current 3 million metric tons to 10 million metric tons.
The beauty about this facility is that farmers will only be required to pay back when they produce, that is after harvesting. And with this facility as a district, we are encouraging even our civil servants, those that are willing to engage in sustainable agriculture, to also participate, to improve their general income levels, as well as even the farmers that were not on FISIP, we're also encouraging them to apply.
For Chirundu District Administration, This loan facility is a game changer in the agriculture sector by the government to stimulate participating financial institutions, PFSIs, to loan out funds to small and emerging farmers.
For agricultural financing facility, called SAF in short, I think it's a market-based initiative for tailor-made financing to the agricultural sector, especially from civil servants that are involved in farming. I think it's a timely initiative by His Excellency the President and his government. We are grateful that the civil servants now take part in the farming of our maize, our staple food. We are aware that government wants to increase the harvest from the current about 3 to 4 metric tons to about 10 million. So we are grateful.
The introduction of the Sustainable Agricultural Finance Facility for the 2023-2024 farming season has elated the targeted farmers, as the facility guarantees them to acquire prescribed farming inputs on credit on favorable terms.
The farmers, they can just find a way of getting loans, because when you get a loan, I think you can do much than falling on a FISIP, because a FISIP is just limited. You just get 3 bags tea, 3 bags urea. So if you want to do more, just go under the loans. Okay. Yes.
The loan facility is targeting small and medium-scale farmers in all 10 provinces of the country, which will be issued through financial institutions ranging from 10,000 kwacha for 1 hectare up to a maximum of 50,000 kwacha for 5 hectares at an interest of not more than 12%, which should be paid just after harvest. Zanis reports in Chirondo District, Southern Province.
On that note, we end Zanis News, but before we go away, let's take another look at the top stories. President Hakainde Hichilema calls for speedy implementation of bilateral agreements with China. Over 40 maternity annexes constructed in Southern Province. And Central Province Minister warns councils against illegal deals in CDF projects. Thank you so much for watching. That is all we had packaged for you on Zanis News. On behalf of the entire news production crew, my name is Henry Himonde. Until next time, it's goodbye.